All right, here we go. Tony Yayo, welcome back to Vlad TV.
I'm fresh back from the Swiss Alps. Shout out to Celebrity Management. Shout out Benji. Shout out everybody. Had a great time. I tried to ski, Vlad, but it didn't work out for me. You know what I mean? I was on the little kid slopes. I said, let me just eat some bison and mashed potatoes. First time eating bison. You ever had that?
I think I have, yeah.
Yeah, bison, Michelin star, past 5-star restaurant. And I did this tour without 50. You know, everybody says, you can't do it without 50. Shout out to 50 though, because you know, him and Eminem and Dre always lay the platform, so I'm always gonna shout them out. You know, shout to Eminem and Dr. Dre. Shout to Snoop, get that album, Missionary. And I'm back from the Swiss House, man. I'm back from Germany. I feel good, man.
Well, we have lots to talk about. But right now, the jury is deliberating over the A$AP Rocky gun case.
Right.
And the deputy district attorney said, was it a real gun or was it a fake gun? Nothing else is in dispute, because that's the thing that Rocky's trying to claim. That he brought a starter pistol that essentially, you know, fires shells are left over from the starter pistol. I didn't know that's how it works.
Right. I don't know. I never had a starter pistol, so I wouldn't know.
A music video set.
Right. Well, I mean, for me, when I hear 180 days, you know, I would do that standing on top of my head. You know what I'm saying? That's for me. If, you know, starter pistol, real gun, I never had a starter pistol in my life. Where we from, you get a starter pistol, that shit'll get you hurt out here in New York. So I don't know, shout to A$AP, you know, that's the homie. But for me, I would have took the 180 days. I wouldn't play with them people. It's just what it is. Out of that 80 days, you get what? Good behavior, you might do what, 90? Maybe 90 days? You know? But, you know, shout out to him. Hopefully he do beat it. You know, pray for him. And you know, but for me, I would have took the 180 days. That's just for me, and I know a lot of other people would have felt like that too. When a plea like that is on the table, it's just like undeniable. Unless you're gonna lose all your ad deals like Louis Vuitton or whatever ad deals, because you know he's like a fashion guy. So unless he gonna lose his deals, then I understand. He like, yo, I'll take it to trial. But me, I think that's like playing with your life a little bit.
I mean, he's facing 24 years. I don't care how many deals he's gonna lose. The backside is so much more worse than losing any type of deal.
Yeah, for me, like I said, just the 180 days, that would have been, like, I would have took that. I'm quite sure my team, my lawyer, Scott Lehman, would have probably said, take that. 50 would have been like, yo, you better take that. And I just do my 90 days, you know?
Yeah, I have no idea. And I think, look, you have juries that are made up of intelligent people. These are not a bunch of A$AP Rocky diehard fans that are going to vote for him.
I'm just saying, the way
A$AP
Relly is telling, that's his name, A$AP Relly, right?
A$AP Telly.
Telly?
Telly.
Oh yeah, A$AP, whatever his name is. Look, his hand looked like he got scratched by a bush. You know what I mean? I remember back in the days we got shot at, and Fifth was laughing at my man Provolone because he said he got grazed. And he was like, motherfucker, that's a bush. You got scratched by the bush. Because we all jumped in the bushes. Know what I'm saying? But for me, it didn't even look like he got shot. So he looked like he just so-called got grazed or got scratched by a bush. I don't know. So it's conflicting when you look at the case. But when you hear the cop-out sound good. 180 days always sound good to a that's, you know, facing a judge, trial, and jury. You know what I'm saying? Word.
Well, yeah, I don't think he really got grazed. And that part there seems like some bullshit.
Yeah, he looked like he got scratched. He looked like he fell to the ground and got scratched.
Right. I don't think any of that really happened. I personally think it was a real gun because my thing is Rocky has an actual carry permit in LA, which is not easy to get, right? And he has legally registered guns. So you mean to tell me you're going to go meet with someone that you got a problem with? Because there was an issue leading up to this meeting.
Hypothetically, because he's still going to court. Hypothetically, right?
Hypothetically.
Look. Hypothetically, because we don't want to be federal, Vlad. You know they're going.
We don't want to be federal. But what you just said at the beginning is what I think as well.
If he had a registered firearm, I think he would have told them that he had a registered. Because I know if I had my gun license and something happened, I would have reported that. So we don't know what the situation is. Starter pistol, not real pistol. I guess the courts will figure that out, and forensics and all that.
I personally think having a fake gun is more dangerous than having a real gun.
Of course, that I agree with you.
That's what I think. I think that if you carry around a fake gun, I feel like your chance of dying is actually higher than having a real gun.
Exactly. Because I never even heard what a starter gun is. I don't know. Like, I seen guns on set, movie sets and stuff like that. I know that, and those are even dangerous. Because when I did SWAT 2, me and Murder always argue because he always say, "Who's seen SWAT 2?" I love the movie. You know what I'm saying? SWAT 2, and like I had guns with the blanks in it, but they told me, "Yo, you got to be careful because you could actually hurt somebody with a blank." So either way, the system don't care what you had. If they think it's a pistol, it's a pistol. So for me, end of the story, I'm taking 180 days. If I spoke to ASAP Rocky, because I've spoken to him before, I know who he is, that's the homie, I would tell him, yo, take that 180 days. But who am I? He's paying his lawyers all his money. He ain't gonna listen to what I'm saying, but I'm taking that 180 days. Just because somebody on the stand saying that.
Well, look, I think ASAP Telly's whole thing about him getting grazed is bullshit. But I think what's really happening is that Telly is either already filed a civil lawsuit or is in the process of filing a civil lawsuit. And if Rocky pleads guilty for anything, that automatically gives him a win.
We know it was
an
extortion play because he was trying to get some money. Come on. Rihanna got Fenty. ASAP can go get show money. Rihanna got billions. You know what I'm saying? Come on. We always know it's a money play with a rapper, man. That's just how it is, especially when your wife is a billionaire. Of course, he was trying to get some money.
Right. And I don't know how deeply you got into the story, but I guess the police investigated the shooting. They didn't find any shells. But ASAP Telly and his girlfriend went back to the scene and they found some shells and they turned it into the police. But I guess
that's
caliber.
Funny.
Hold on, let me just finish this. It gets better. Apparently, the caliber of the shells match him going to a shooting range right around that time. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of bullshit going on.
If he lied about that, he might go to jail. That's how sometimes you lie like that. Because for you to physically go pick up shells on the floor that hypothetically was there, yeah, maybe that's why ASAP ain't taking him 180 days, because he know it's bullshit. Because you never heard a case where say he got shot, it looked like he got scratched by a branch, and then he's going to the precinct with a bag of shells? That's crazy, bro. He from Harlem too? I know he ain't from Harlem. He gotta be
I think he's from Harlem too.
Nah, he can't be from Harlem, man. Nah. What's his name? ASAP Relly? Nah, that can't be from Harlem, bro. You went to the police station with shells? You could shoot me up crazy. You think I'm gonna pick up the shells and go to the precinct? I've been shot at plenty of times. This G-Unit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, that's crazy for a motherfucker to go to the precinct and then the shells, you telling me are from a firing range?
Well, they're saying that they could be from the firing range because he was just at a firing range with the same caliber gun.
The ASAP Relly or ASAP Rocky?
Relly.
Oh, well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If he lied like that, they're going to throw him in jail, and now I understand why ASAP ain't taking that 180 days. He going to beat that.
Well, look, today, right now, we're filming. It's Monday, February 17th.
Yeah.
It's President's Day, so the court is closed.
Oh,
but
shit.
The jury started deliberating last week. So by tomorrow, and this is coming out today, but by tomorrow, we'll know what really happens. And hopefully ASAP Rocky's found out guilty.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, yeah, because the case sound crazy for a motherfucker like he got scratched by a bush, say he got shot, and then he brought the evidence to the precinct on his own. Yeah, that shit sound crazy. That might be the craziest case in the world. The craziest plaintiff. He can't be from Harlem, man. He got to be from somewhere else, man. Harlem ain't doing that. He can't. ASAP really can't be from Harlem. But.
Okay. Now, the question everyone's been asking about. 50 Cent versus Big Meech.
Man, woo. You know that 50 crazy, man. 50's crazy. You know what's crazy? We went to Meech's house. We sat down with him. Lil Meech, and I thought, big things in the future was coming, because he was talking about stories about motherfuckers jumping in cars with bricks and he just was telling the war stories that was amazing, where I was mesmerized, and him and 50 was kicking it and everything was good. And then you fast forward to the Ross thing, and that's when everything kind of went left, BMF was the last to do it in the game. My album came out in 2005. Them was fucking lit, but I think something with 50 is like 50 is the type of, I think certain just don't want him to be in the driver's seat all the time. That's how it seemed, because it just seemed like a bad deal. You was with 50, he's talking about stuff in the future, he made your family money, you would think you would be a little bit appreciative, but motherfuckers don't have to be loyal to 50 in business. I guess that's how Meech felt, because he's his own boss. But when you take little Meech and you put him in acting school, you take him from Detroit. I remember him rapping when he was rapping and nobody was helping him from what I seen, because I remember when Lil Meech was rapping. Nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money. You understand what I'm saying? But to be young and have money is crazy, because we was young and had money before, so I understand. Motherfucker got Richard Millie's, Lil Meech got Richard Millie's Chrome Heart jeans, 10,000. I buy some Chrome Hearts for 10,000, I might wear them shits for a month, bro. $10,000 jeans, we was buying Red Monkeys, them is what, $1,000 back in the days? Now everything is like triple the price when it come to drip. So it's like, I understand him being young and all that, but when we go to your crib and me and Murder sitting in the backyard and you like, yo, little baby ain't give me no money. He came in the Ferrari truck, he had 4 pockets full. I'm looking at this nigga like, yo, this nigga tripping. Like, little baby he's not obligated to give you nothing. I looked at it like, from that point, maybe 50 should have brung a bag for Meech and maybe a watch or something. Because obviously that's what Ross did or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I had in mind. Because he said it to me and Murder, and I'm sitting there analyzing it like, damn, this nigga wanted some bread, or maybe he spent all the bread because he made a couple of million with 5. My whole thing is, maybe the relationship would be good as if you saved some money for your pops when he came home. But I understand how it is to be a young black man with money and you don't make the right decisions. And people say it all the time with athletes, rappers, actors. You know what I mean? You gotta think, when you look at Lil Meech, no disrespect to him, but you hanging in Atlanta with Thugger and Gunna and them at that point, them got super bread. So even if you make 4 million, 3 million, you made a couple of million, whatever you made, I don't know the numbers exactly. The money that they making that in a couple of months. Or for touring and streaming and all that, you acting. So I think him being in Atlanta, I think that, I don't know, that Atlanta, shout out to Magic City, the ladies, man, and all them clubs out there. That is a good way to spend money. Like, worse enough, and then when you go to New York, you gotta spend money. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, you spending money. You buying Chrome Heart jeans, Richard Mille. Like me, I'm gonna buy the Rolex, maybe AP, but the Richard Mille, you know how much them shits cost, right, Vlad? So you gotta think, maybe if he would've had some money inside for his pops, saved up, then he would've been good.
Well, let's talk about the timeline of what happens. Mm-hmm. So, of course, the BMF series comes out and is very successful.
Right.
It's four seasons already or 3 seasons?
I think this will be the 4th season. It was 3 seasons. Okay. Mind you, 50 was getting them actors the same kind of money he was getting rappers. And what I mean by is, when have you seen actors get walkthroughs for clubs? 50 was throwing Branson events, Lashim events. He was getting Michael Rainey walkthroughs, Gianni, Little Meech. Anybody who was on that show was getting rapper walkthroughs. That's the type of assist Fifth give. Be like, yo, yes man. Only thing I'm yes manning is shooting your ass. That's the only thing. Yo, Fifth be like, yo, should I shoot that? Shoot that in his fucking head. That's the only thing I'm yes manning. So at the end of the day, for me, it's simple business. That shit closes the door for other people that run up on us and want an opportunity to be the next big actor, next big star. And it's always a stink. Like, come on. Why you think you hear Fat Joe and motherfuckers saying they don't want to sign artists? That's fucked up. Because the deals that we had with 50 was a 2-album deal. It wasn't a 10-album deal or 8-album deal. It was a 2-album deal that had with 50, 2, 3, maybe the most. You know what I mean? So 50 always helps. Sometimes I think he helps the wrong. Because for me, I'm like, I'm on the phone with him, put me in a movie, man. You make me $4 million and I'm making $1 million off every season. I'm not complaining because I know a lot of actors are not getting that. I forgot what actor said. I think it was Megan Good said Tyler Perry gave her the most money she ever made. I'm quite sure Michael Rainey, Meech, Mackay, Gianni, all them people, that's the most money they ever made acting. Mary J. Blige, like, come on, bro. Let's keep it serious. A season, the money you get in acting, bro, because people is not making that kind of money. So it ain't about being a yes man or motherfucker dick riding or glazing a day. 50's the homie and he look out for people and they turn around and shit on him. And that's what happened with Meech. We just was in the crib, they was talking business and everything was great. But maybe Fifth should have took the approach of bringing a bag of money over there, which he ain't gonna do because he's crazy. He ain't just gonna give you money. You think I could just call Fifth and say, yo, let me get $2 million? Nah, he ain't that type of nigga. Nigga from Southside Jamaica, grimy nigga. Maybe Fifth would have brung 100,000 and maybe a Richard Millie. Maybe shit would have been all right with Meech. I don't know. I don't know what Ross gave him, and that's cool.
Okay, so the show was successful. 3 seasons in, Lil Meech was making money, but he was spending it hand over fist. Like you said, there was a Richard Mille watch, which he got almost arrested over.
You see it yourself.
There
it was
all
shit.
all the clothes.
Yeah,
I'm seeing Go Yard luggage.
Yeah,
like, this is shit that I afforded later on in life.
Come on, man. No, and then you in Atlanta at that with indulging spending money. Like, you see a motherfucking with 100,000 poking out his pocket, doing 40, 50,000 in the club. That's what you around. You gonna spend money. Chrome heart jeans. You got 10 pair of those, do the math. What's that, 100,000? Shout to Chrome Heart, you know what I'm saying? But you know me, I get some Chrome Hearts, I'm gonna wear them for at least 2 weeks. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, before Big Meech gets out, Southwest T has been out, and he took a picture with Supreme's son, and that caused a whole bunch of problems, and ultimately T took the picture down right away.
But what I say is when you look at Meech and Southwest T, right? They're great hustlers. They did a lot of hustling, and that's what hustlers in the streets look up to. We look up to all the hustle, going back to Guy Fisher and all these other, you know what I'm saying? Rich Porter, AZ. I'm still watching AZ on YouTube just to hear about the stories about the Green Door and all that shit he had going on, right? We look up to the hustlers. When these fast forward, they both get out of jail, they are in a good position where your son could make money, and I believe the family was making money. I don't know all the paperwork and all that. I believe the family was making money some way, somehow, right? When he did that with Little Preem, I don't think that was a good business decision. The picture that he showed was his Pop Supreme and Meech. It didn't even have Southwest T on it to promote his own shirt. Or I would tell Southwest T, yo, get your own shirt. Because if Southwest T put himself on a shirt, I would have bought it at that point in time. If Meech would have put himself on a shirt, I would have bought it at that time. Now, when you look at Meech's side, that's why I say that was like a bad management move. But from the streets, they're going to do what they want to do. And 50's crazy. You know that. Y'all know 50's crazy. So, and then on Meech end, I look at that was bad management too, because we just was over there. We just took a picture with you at your house. But I felt like when we left there, it was a money thing, because what Lil Meech said about the Ferrari and Little Baby having 4 pockets full of money and didn't give his pops nothing. You know what I'm saying? Me, I would have never, if it wouldn't even mention no shit like that in front of real. That's just me. But Meech is a little kid, and it's understandable. He's young, make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Fifth, we just came off 103 dates. All Meech had to do was ask 50 to do the show anywhere. He gonna sell it out? We was doing 60,000. There's nights where we had to do the same venue over again because it only hold 35,000 people. We had to do a fucking another night, 35,000 people because he sold like about 70,000 with Live Nation. Shout to Live Nation. You know what I'm saying? Shout to everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? So numbers don't lie. So for me, if I was management, I would say, yo, Meech, why you going with Ross? Ross do shows, but not like that. Go with 50. He just did 103 dates. They book him in Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Go with 50, and 50 will help you with the concert.
Well,
would that make more sense to you? And the people that feel like that too?
I get it.
That's all I'm saying. And then all of this shit online wouldn't be happening. But the truth is, look, when we did take that picture with Meech, I ain't gonna lie to you, there was a lot of people in my comments with rat emoji before 50 even said nothing. And like I said, I'm not gonna call nobody a rat till I see the paperwork, but 50's crazy. And once he feel disrespected, and it even goes with me. If that nigga could feel disrespected with me, and listen, it's not dick riding, it's just how this boo-boo been his whole life. He used to come to the block and start trouble on 134. When we was on 134, rest in peace, Kev Brock, and Kendu and Mutt and all them up there, I done heard say, uh-oh, this coming, and this Halloween mask on. This shit ain't nothing for me. It ain't nothing new. But if you fucking with if I help you out, help your son out while you in jail, then you with don't fuck with, that shit look crazy.
Okay, so Meech gets out, and it was announced that he's doing the Welcome Back Legacy concert featuring Lil Baby, Rick Ross, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Kodak Black, 42 Doug, ESTG, Moneybag Yo, Bossman D-Lo, T Grizzly, Babyface Ray, Icewear Vezo, Skilla Baby, Peasy, Payroll Giovanni, YTB Fat, Tay B, Boosie, and Young Scooter. Hell of a lineup, and from what I understand, everyone on that lineup did it for free.
I mean, niggas, I guess with me like that, and you know, I with Scooter and Boosie and all them artists like that. I guess they felt like until they see paperwork, they not going to do it or whatever, or they going to do it. But the concert ended up getting canceled anyway.
Well, right, because leading up to the concert, that's when Meech took the picture with Ross, and that set off a whole big chain of events.
Yeah.
And at one point, Lil Meech, texted 50 and was like, yo, Ross, but we need to get this.
Yo, listen, let me
he's
tell
just
you
giving us
something.
some money until my next paycheck for the next season.
Look,
and he was like, what season?
Listen, Vlad, if I had 50 money, I wouldn't talk about Meech. I wouldn't talk about Big Meech, Little Meech. I wouldn't talk about Ross. 50 is really, something's really wrong with that motherfucker, bro. Like, he loves the shit. He's with the shit. We've been with the shit for 20 years, beefing with the realest in the game. We comfortable being the bad guys of this shit. That's why when you see him do the shit with Irv, I wouldn't say nothing about Irv, But if something happened to us, we realize be popping champagne and fucking dancing, getting sturdy, pop champagne. Would I do it? Nah. Some of the shit Fifth do I agree with it? No. I'm not a yes man, but the crazy. So even the public in the comments, they don't make it no better because they know the reaction Fifth is going to give back. That nigga been like that his entire life. If I had his money and was buying cities, like I said, I'd be in the Swiss Alps like I was, eating on top of a mountain. I would not even be addressing these. But Fifth is crazy, and he's going to address it because he feel like, I did this for your son, I did that, and it is what it is.
Well, after that video got posted with Big Meech and Ross, that's when the back and forth started, and
Right.
50 started posting up basically accusations of Big Meech cooperating. And this is something we've been talking about for a little while now on Vlad TV. There's allegedly a third-party cooperation with this guy named Cuffy.
Yeah, no, I know. I
it
seen
was
that.
done through Tammy Cowan,
Yeah, I seen,
who was the guy it was the person that Meech was working with that
Right.
he gave the life rights to that actually worked on the TV show with 50, right?
Right. Yeah, because it was so-called third-party snitching. But nobody knew what Tammy looked like until Fifth started posting her up. Then I knew who Tammy was looking like. But like I said, when I took the picture, it was me murdering 50 and I posted it. It was a lot of rat emojis on there. So before Fifth even said anything, there was accusations. And I'm not saying if a told or not, because now I hear suing and all that. I don't know what's going on. So I'm not saying a nigga told or didn't. I didn't see no paperwork. But I'm telling you that when I put that picture up, people were saying negative things. I don't know Cuffy. I just seen Blue Da Vinci interview. You know, I watch YouTube. I watch everything on YouTube. I fucking love YouTube. So, like, I just was watching Blue Da Vinci interview with Cuffy, and he was explaining the third party snitching. You know how the game is. Like, yo, once a person feel like your name is on some paperwork, jail or streets, you're not valid. No matter where you go in this world, you can go to fucking London, fucking Canada, you can go to fucking anywhere. There's a hood anywhere. Once you on paperwork, you not valid out the country. You can go be in another country and tell a nigga, yo, that's valid. Because once you get in this game, you already knows what it come with. And then, you know, there's another guidelines aspect to it where motherfuckers was talking like, yo, he got out early, the guideline rules. I did a little fat time, but it was, you know, baby time. Shit was nothing. But, you know, the guidelines, you know, motherfuckers are saying a lot of funny shit. You know, I didn't see no paperwork, but I know Fifth is crazy. He gonna say what the fuck he wanna say. You know what I mean? And the Cuffy shit, you know, motherfuckers kind of been talking about that.
Well, after 50 put that out there was some back and forth. Meech responded with his own video. But then, leading up to the concert, I believe it was the same day of the concert, it was announced that it was canceled. Yeah.
I mean, motherfuckers gangsters, not promoters. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers hustlers, they not promoters. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it failed, or maybe it wasn't right, but you know, a lot of artists was lined up to do it, and if that's what they wanted to do, that's on them. You know? But let's keep it real. When say Gunna's a rat, the whole ATL falling back from him. So my whole thing is,
hold on, let me interrupt you there. People were saying Gunna was a rat, but Gunna was selling out concerts everywhere he was going.
I know, but what I'm saying is falling back from him because he took a cop out and it looked funny, right? Now you hear this about Meech, like, yo, show the paperwork. There's more that's rooting for Meech because he's their hero, which is understandable. But I tell this rap game, pick and choose every single day. That's why I was cool with being a bad guy and not having too much friends in the rap game. I was so used to it because people pick and choose. You're gonna either like Cardi or you're gonna like Nicki. You're gonna like Ice Spice or you're gonna like Lotto. Come on, bro. I be around rappers. I hear the talk. Like you're gonna like one or you're gonna be cool with this. You're gonna fuck with Drake or you're gonna fuck with Kendrick. Like, pick a side.
Well,
or
here's what's crazy.
He's not gonna really fuck with you like that. That's just how it is.
I mean, here's what's crazy though, because, and I'm not sure if this is true, but I had heard there was only like 500 tickets sold that day. Like total.
I'm not sure about the ticket sales, but when usually something gets canceled, it wasn't enough ticket sales. You know?
Right. But you would think, if you just take a step back, right? Let's just take Big Meech out of the equation. A concert with Lil Baby, 21 Savage, and Kodak Black, you would think this would sell out, period. Like, this just sounds crazy.
100%.
Just those three on the lineup.
Yeah. Then you had Boosie, you had Sexy Red. It was, you know, Boss Man D-Lo, Skilla Baby. You had everybody who was hot, so it might have been a promotion thing. Because, you know, them rappers I'm quite sure could sell out arenas, the big names. You know, they do Rolling Loud and do all the biggest events. Shout out to all them artists, but sometimes, I don't know, maybe the business wasn't right, or maybe a motherfucker, you never know. Maybe artists was like, hold on, I want my bag now. Because the artists will say they'll do something for free, but then management look at it like, we not getting paid. People, assistants look like, a free show, we not getting paid. So we could think whatever. All them artists could have backed out on their own. Like, that, this is a free show? Nah, that. I need a jet, I need this. That's when shit start getting difficult, when it's free. You telling Boss Man, D-Lo, and all these new artists that they can't get their money? They not getting no money? They might have said yes to Meech in his face. But behind the scenes, management was like, yo, what the we doing this for? We ain't getting no money. And it's with 50 right now. It might be a bad look. The paperwork, this Cuffy, there's all kind of reasons why. Come on, man. It's the industry. These really friends, my nigga.
Well, Whack 100 was on my show recently, and he gave me his theory as to why all this happened with Tammy Cowan. And he thinks, and this is just his guess, is that, based on what he heard, he feels that Big Meech, once he got out, he wanted his life rights back from Tammy. And also, I think they had some sort of like romantic relationship, but when he gets out, he's now with his baby mother. So she felt abandoned by him and felt like
I really don't really know about all that, because I don't know about his relationship with Tammy. I never met her. I know she's doing business with 50, so shout out to her and 50, I guess. And I just feel like, how could I say it? When you sign your life rights over to somebody that's not really your family, does it really make sense to you? Would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's you. If you just signed your life rights to Tammy, she must be a close friend to you or somebody that you trusted more than your family. That's like one of my friends. He went to jail, right? And he left my lawyer with money instead of his girl, because he knew his girl would blow the money, but the lawyer would piece off. So when he called the lawyer, when she needed money, call the lawyer, and the lawyer would be like, here. But it was really her baby father's money. So if you trust her with your life story, that means you trust her over your mom's, your family, your own son, none of your BMF. You must have had a lot of trust to give, because if I sign over my life story, it gotta be somebody that I obviously really trust, right?
Well, what makes it interesting though, is because I interviewed the first lady of BMF, and she clearly called Tammy a rat, like an informant, the whole nine. And from what I understand, that part is true. And she was like literally going off on how Big Meech gave his life rights to a filthy rat named Tammy Cowan. So you see what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy how all these pieces are fitting together.
Now let me ask you a question. You know what makes it not bad for Tammy Cowan's? Because she's a civilian.
Right.
She don't got to follow the code that we follow. What she did, is it wrong or right? To her standards, I guess not. She's a civilian. She's not in the streets. She just was around street. So if you're a street, you put your trust in a civilian, I don't really know what to tell you about that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. I just wish Little Meech would have probably saved some more money, saved some of that money 50 gave him, because he damn sure ain't give it to me in murder. We ain't get no couple of millions off acting. The Fifth, get us them gigs, motherfucker. At least we gonna be loyal to it. Buying houses and cars and shit like that, or for tours. That's why, why you always mention 50? Ain't nothing wrong with showing your homie love that shows you love, that makes sure you good no matter what. Make sure you fly around the world, dressing rooms, make sure, even there's a time where 50's paying for everything. Wardrobes, the best hotel. He could have us at the cheap hotel, but he got us in Amani Hotel and all that. And look at it like, yo, it's a form of, you always show love to show you love, man. I got love for Murder too. Murder my on the road. I got love for Banks. You know what I'm saying? I got love for certain. Always shout them out and show love, because there ain't nothing wrong with that. So when you look at the Meech situation, I just look at it like, yo, bro, you should have saved out of that $4 or $5 million. You should have saved your pops $1 million. So when he come home, you don't gotta look at little baby and say, yo, he got the Ferrari truck. Nah, you could buy your pops the Ferrari truck and smash him with 700-800 or $1 million, because that's what real. But when you give a little kid all that money, you know what I'm saying? You know what happens?
Well, yeah. I mean, because if you really think about it, right? It's one thing to say, hey, I made all this money, I'm going to buy my dad a house as a thank you. No, you made all this money, Lil Meech, because you're playing your dad on TV.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not trying to disrespect them. No way 50 gonna do what he do because 50's insane and crazy and been like this his whole life. But for me, we all was young and spent money. But there was levels. Like I said, Red Monkeys was $1,000, I believe. Chrome Hearts are 10 grand, bro. A Richard Mille is 200. This young streets that I done heard say, yo, I buy a Richard Mille before I go get a house. You mean to tell me you gonna spend $250 on a watch before you buy a house? Before you buy a house? Mm-hmm. Nah, bro. That's the first thing you do. That was my first purchase. My mom's still live in the hood by choice. You know why? Because Haitian people, they not gonna listen. They don't, like that house that got shot up and my mom's will still stay there. And that house has value because it's near the airport, you know? So what I'm telling you is like, I could have bought my mom's a house. She don't want to leave her house paid for though. She don't want to leave her house. She want to stay there till the day she not there. God bless her. And I still go there. I don't care if it got shot up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We used to the bullshit. We've been through the bullshit. Cribs getting shot up, cars getting shot up. You know what I'm saying? Getting shot at, like war stories, motherfuckers lying, some fool. You know, we've been through the ropes. Like I said, this is G-Unit. We had drama with most of the realists. Some of them doing life, some of them dead, whatever. You know what I mean? So for me, I know how 50 is when it comes to rocking with his enemies. Especially when he do something for you. For your son. So for Lil Meech, man, I just wish he would have had that bread for his pops to give him. Because I don't know if he had it or didn't. But you know what I'm saying? I think that he should at least had a mill in that Ferrari truck that, you know, he was talking about with Little Baby. Because Little Baby probably had a mill, 4 pockets full, and a Ferrari truck. He should have had that for his pops. That's it.
Well, just recently, Irv Gotti, founder of Murder Inc. Records, passed away at age 54.
Right.
50 put up a post of him smoking hookah, saying he's smoking that Gotti pack.
Yeah. And then he sent condolences after, which was crazy, because 50 is crazy. Yo, listen, man, 50 gonna say and do what the he feel. Everything that he say or do I agree with? No. You know what I'm saying? But he the boss, he gonna do what the he want. That's how he feel. I'm quite sure if something happened for that don't like us, they gonna pop champagne if something ever happened. God forbid. I don't even want to put that energy out there. But, you know, what compassion would you have for that you really don't fuck with like that?
Well, I think if you just take a step back, I don't think 50's reaction is really all that shocking. Because if you look at the whole story, and for example, I had a really in-depth interview with Bill Courtney, who was an NYPD detective that was doing a lot of investigations around the Queen situation, right? So on camera, and you don't have to comment on this, but I'm just going to put it out there. You know, he said that the guy that actually shot 50 was a guy named Son, AKA Robert Lyons. And that guy, right after the shooting, got promoted by Murder Inc. to be Ja Rule's head of security. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you feel that someone died who potentially was involved in you getting shot 9 times, I don't think most people would say that dude when he's gone. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in 50's position, I think it's understandable.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what I'm saying. How you, like, we from New York City, there's no really compassion for the ops. It's just 50 is one of them, he's going to say what he say, how he feel. Me, I'm going to say that? Nah, 50 a little more crazier than me. 50 say I'm crazy, but I think he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say nothing. I feel like 50's on a level where he don't have to really say nothing to a lot of that he be saying to. A lot of rappers that, like, if I'm in the Swiss Alps and I'm G-Unit and 50's a whole nother machine, he's up here, and I'm G-Unit and I'm in the Swiss Alps, because people overseas, they say G-Unit is like the Louis Vuitton of rap groups. A lot of don't make it to Dubai. Like, what Swiss Alps? Who you know is going? And this is me. I'm not doing arenas, but I'm doing like House of Blues venues, and I'm happy with the money I'm making. I'm good. I got a couple of houses. You hear a lot of rappers say, yo, I was renting. Yo, I spent $100,000, $200,000 renting. You mean to tell me you didn't take that $250,000 and put that down on the house? That's crazy. But that's how young think, man. You know, they'll buy Richard Mille And I always say, I thank 50 and thank, certain people that violated, like Chris Lighty and people at G-Unit that gave good advice and said, yo, look, before you go buy that watch, go get that house. Back then, a Jacob was what, 75,000, I think? Something like that, maybe 80. A Richie, they want like 200-300, man, for them, man. Shit's crazy. Ain't that shit plastic and all that? Crazy.
Well, we know how 50 thinks about the whole Irv Gotti situation. How do you feel when he passed?
I mean, how am I supposed to feel? I don't want to say nothing bad because, I know the man upstairs watching. I don't want to say nothing bad or my part. But I don't want to say nothing good. There's nothing bad or good to say. It's just like, we don't with and if something happened to Yayo or something happened to anybody around, God forbid, knock on wood, that I think would be popping champagne and dancing. A lot of industry. So how am I supposed to feel? We came in this game the bad guys. I didn't ask to be the bad guy. I was a fan of a lot of before I came in this rap game. Fat Joe, which we cool with. Ja Rule never really was a fan because I ain't, you know what I'm saying? But the hits, whatever. But like I was fans of a lot of before we came in the game. But I'm the type of I came in the game with Fifth. That's my man. I'm gonna always be loyal to that. I think if I was a gang member, I have mad status. Like if I was a big blood, a big Crip, because I don't think it's about being the most gangster all the time. Who's the most realist? Like who's that's gonna go to court? That don't talk to me. I done bring their moms to court, APN, court, bring your moms to court. She didn't know nothing about court. I done called niggas lawyers. I done took jail calls. I done did a lot for niggas in the hood, bro. A lot of niggas. But sometimes where does that get you? So after a while, Fifth look at it like, all right, I put Little Meech on. Now it's Pops with the ops. What's her name? Courtney from Stars, the writer. Fifth blew her up. I didn't know who she was before that. Fifth blew up Stars to me. Stars, nobody was checking for Stars like that. But sometimes people feel like, oh, this motherfucker think he run the show. Cause that's what Fifth always runs. Whenever he go Interscope, he runs shit. Curtis Interscope Jackson. Jimmy Iovine just started back talking to motherfuckers. I love Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? I remember sitting in a meeting with me, Jimmy, and 50, and I didn't say 2 words. I'm just like, just listening to the bosses kick it, because sometimes that's what you gotta learn to do. You gotta learn to be a good soldier to be a good boss, man. I'm a boss now. See, I'm coming from the Swiss Alps, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing boss, man. I got properties and like that. We didn't rent when we got houses. Our advisors like Chris Lighty, rest in peace, Chris Lighty, Violator 50. Yo, go buy the house. You mean to tell me you're gonna spend $250,000 on renting? That's another thing too. Did Meech buy some property with all that money? Or did he rent? That's the $1 million question. Little Meech.
Well, okay, I know the answer to this.
You know, listen, and a lot of other rappers too. A lot of other rappers rented and spent damn near 6 figures renting. A lot of rappers rent, and it's like, damn, you ain't buying that property, you just wasting that money? Damn, bro. We wasn't the sharpest knives in the kitchen, but we learned as we got older, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, I just want to comment on this because I've touched on this before. It doesn't always make sense to buy. Sometimes renting actually makes a lot more sense. I spent years renting until I was ready to buy. When I bought big. But I spent years renting because it made more sense at that time. And a lot of times renting is actually cheaper than buying with a mortgage because you're not responsible for any of the repairs, upkeep, whatever else. So based on your current situation, there are times where it makes way more sense to rent. You don't always have to buy. Because sometimes people buy and when they sell, they lose money. Let's not forget that part.
I understand what you're saying, but when you rent, you don't have no equity and there's no money saved.
Right, that's true. Now, but in my case, I was renting.
That's all. There's no money saved. Listen, Vlad. So if you're renting, look, you're renting and you're spending fucking $92,000, $100,000 a year, right? What the fuck are you getting out of that? Living prestigious? And I rented before I lived in Battery Park, brother. The rent, me and Banks, listen,
so me and Banks
rent. Look, me and Banks rent in Battery Park for a 3-bedroom. In 05, 06 was about $8,000, maybe $9,000 a month. It was a fucking waste of money.
Okay. Number one, this is the overall point.
Right.
For a long time, I was renting
Okay.
But I was taking the money I was saving by not buying and putting it in the stock market, ended up making more money than if I'd actually bought a house.
How much was
you see what I'm saying?
How much was the rent range? To
Oh my God. There was times I was spending $15,000 a month in rent.
$15,000 a month?
$15,000 a month
and you
for
think
a whole
that,
house.
And you felt like that was smart?
I made way more money.
Do you think that was, if you tell me you think that was smart?
At the time, it was absolutely smart.
Well,
absolutely.
To me, that's dumb.
Because if hold on. Because if I had actually gotten a mortgage, if I had let's just say the house was $5 million, right? I bought a $5 million house at the time when I couldn't just pay off a whole house. I would have to put 20% down, which is
but we're not talking about buying a house.
Hold on. Let me show
$5 million.
You put $1 million down, and then you're paying a mortgage that's probably going to be more than $15,000. And you got to pay for the roof getting fixed and everything else like that. Instead, I put nothing down, spent my $15,000 a month, and took that $1 million and turned it into multiple millions by investing in the stock market. You see what I'm saying?
All right, that 15,000 times 12, what you was paying a year? Quick, if you're smart.
15 times 12 is 180,000 a year.
So you mean to tell me you would pay 180,000 a year renting is the dumbest shit? You would be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. When I can go get a house for maybe $300,000-400,000?
You're not getting a house like that I was renting for $15,000.
I can go to Pennsylvania.
That was like a $4 million house I was renting.
I can go to Pennsylvania and get a house for $400,000. That is plush.
Sure, you're not going to go to Calabasas or Beverly Hills for no $300,000 or $400,000.
Look, I can go to Florida and get a house for $400,000.
Not in Miami. You're going to be out in the sticks somewhere.
I don't have to be in Miami. I could be somewhere else. I'd be somewhere nice, Palm Beach somewhere. I'd be somewhere nice. I could spend $400,000 in Florida and get a nice piece of property. And you mean to tell me you would spend $180,000 a year to rent? Yeah. That's not smart. That's why these rappers are fucking up now.
It's absolutely smart because I'm not living in bum Florida somewhere. I'm actually living in a central area where I'm making millions of dollars.
You could live somewhere nice in Florida for a house for $400,000.
I'm sorry?
You could live somewhere nice in Florida for a house for $400,000.
Yeah, and you're way the fuck out in Florida, and there's no business to be made. I can't do my job. There's no artists or celebrities that I could do interviews with. I'm in Florida in a $400,000 house in the middle of nowhere.
You're saying you pay $15,000 rent a month. It felt like that was smarter. You got money.
Absolutely.
You got serious money to be thinking like.
Absolutely.
You just different, bro. You just different.
I'm just different. What I'm saying is the money that I wasn't spending on down payments and so forth, I invested it in the stock market. Now, do I say you should rent for $15,000 and have no money left over and that's all you got? No.
Yeah, for the average Joe, that would be stupid to
but I'm not the average Joe. I was actually making millions the whole time. I'm not the average Joe either,
but I still wouldn't spend $15,000. Certain things I wouldn't do. Like to me, I like a Bugatti. But a two-door, you spend $5 million on a two-door, that's just not my thing. I'm just not a spender like that.
Yeah.
$5-6 million on a two-door vehicle. I'd rather have a fleet on that $5 million. I'd rather have G-Wagon, maybe 4 or 5 vehicles.
Sure, but that's because you and I are broke compared to people who could buy Bugattis.
I'm blessed.
That's why we're talking like that.
I wouldn't say I'm broke. I'm blessed. I'm good.
You and I are broke compared to Bugatti buyers. Okay, let's just keep it 100.
When I hang with my friends, like when I hang with my lawyer and he takes me to the Hamptons, Bob Macedonian, and he's like, "Yeah, man, this guy's kitchen is $1 million. It could be in magazines." Yeah, I feel broke, but I feel blessed. I'm good with what I got. See, that's the difference with Yayo. I never worry about what other motherfuckers got. Yayo worry about what he got, and he's good with what he got. I'm content, because every day you wake up is a fucking blessing, thank God. That's what, every day you wake up, that's a blessing. I told my friends and people that work with me that, like, yo, look at, we in the Swiss Alps. There's people that will never be here. We're 10,000 feet, elevated in air, eating fucking bison and mashed potatoes. I'm eating at a Michelin star restaurant, which is past 5-star. And then we go later on, there's another Michelin restaurant, shout to the Shitty Hotel if you're ever in the Swiss Alps. A lot of you bum-ass people will never go. A lot of people you would go, but it's a good place to go. All the haters, y'all not gonna go. All the good people, you're gonna go. But then we ate, this is my first time eating salmon trout. I don't even think they have that in the U.S. I asked them, I was like, do they even have salmon trout in the U.S.? It's like a crossbreed fish. Because, believe it or not, overseas, on healthier. You go to Burger King and have vegan mayonnaise only. There's no salt. You go to KFC, the chicken it feels like the chicken is baked. I don't even think they fry it. They don't have just chicken laying around. You got a batch. Everything is more healthy. There's no coffee creamer. There's no Lucky Charms. There's no Frosted Flakes. There's a lot of stuff that is not over there. And it just seems like you're more healthy, even with the fast food. Like I said, Burger King. Imagine Burger King having only vegan mayo in America. That shit wouldn't rock. Motherfuckers be throwing that shit out the window. But that's how it is overseas.
Well, Kendrick Lamar has become the first rapper to surpass 100 million monthly
Michael Jackson.
Spotify listeners.
Shout to Kendrick, man.
What did you think of the halftime show?
I mean, I felt it was big, man. It was a big show. I mean, you know, it was Kendrick Lamar and, you know, it was Drake, two of the big artists. They had their battle of the, you would say, of all times in these times, right? And he wins all these Grammys and he does the Super Bowl. It's like, man, it's like any rapper's dream what he just did. You know, and Drake, you know, Drake has enough Grammys. They all rich, man. Both sides should be happy.
Well, I was putting up polls to see whether Kendrick was going to perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, especially with certain lines like A minor and Hey Drake, I heard you like him young. And he performed all those lines.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, how I look at that battle is like Drake was performing, I think, in Australia at the same time, which was a crazy show that a lot of people was talking about, you know, because I'm a Drake fan and a Kendrick fan. I'm a fan of both of them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to sit here and lie like I'm picking a side on that. I just feel like they big artists, so this battle was propelled to be one of the biggest shits in the world. But if Drake do Super Bowl, I think it's going to impact as much as Kendrick do Super Bowl.
Well, here's the interesting part, right?
You don't think that, though?
Wait, say it again?
You don't think if Drake says, I'm going to do the Super Bowl this upcoming year, you know what I'm saying? Next year for 2026, whatever year, right? Next year, I think people are going to tap in as much as they tapped in as much as Kendrick.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, Drake turned down the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah, but if he does it now, what I'm saying is imagine.
Yeah, no, if he does it now with all the drama associated with it, because this, I understand, was like the most viewed Super Bowl halftime show ever.
Drama,
like 135 million people tuned in or something like that.
And this is the first time a Super Bowl where a guy performed a diss record.
Right.
You know what I mean? You never seen a Super Bowl where a motherfucker perform a diss record. And, you know, it's like I said, bro, before Kendrick and Drake, they revived hip-hop with what they did, bro. Because what was really going on? Music was popping, but it was kind of like a female-dominated game. You know, the Sexy Reds, the Lottos, the Nickies, the Cardis, the Megans, the Cash Dolls, the Asian Dolls. It was kind of like a female-dominated game. You know what I'm saying? But besides Boss Man, D-Lo, and a couple of others just consistently coming, you know? And, you know, I'm listening to the underground, like Baby Drill. Nigga, I like Baby Drill. From Atlanta. I like different kind of artists like BK the Ruler. My daughter put me on the mad artists. But besides that, mainstream-wise, it was female-dominated. That battle was like the biggest thing. When Drake dropped the diss, we was tuned in. When Kendrick dropped the diss, we was tuned in. Every day was something new online. It was like, it just made the whole world stop, you know?
Well, here's what's interesting, because you said they both got Grammys, but not exactly, because Kendrick has 20 Grammys. Drake has 5.
I thought Drake had more Grammys than that, no?
No, he got 5. And Drake actually gets way more streams. Got 20 Grammys? Internationally, he's a bigger artist, but the Grammys have only given him 25% of the awards that they gave Kendrick. And here's what's crazy before you answer that question.
Nah, I don't think you, hold on. I think you're not valid with that. I think Drake got more than 5 Grammys, bro.
Drake has 5 Grammys.
Look it up. I think he has more than that, bro.
He has, for melodic rap performance, rap song, another one for rap song, another one for melodic rap performance, and rap album.
He only got 5 Grammys? I thought he had more.
He has 5 Grammys. Well, and let me just preface it by saying this. You know how many Grammys 50 Cent has?
So look, Kendrick.
Wait, answer my question. You know how many Grammys 50 Cent has?
No, 50 never got a Grammy. He got ripped off that one year.
No, he has 1 Grammy.
Oh, he has 1, but I remember he got ripped off for Get Rich or Die Trying.
For Crack a Bottle. That's what he has his one Grammy.
That's
for.
right. You're right about that. Now, but he was supposed to have another Grammy for Get Rich or Die Trying. I don't know how he didn't win that.
Yo, the fact that he did not get Album of the Year for Get Rich or Die Trying. Remember, I think he actually walked across the stage with the people who actually won, right?
Yeah, there was some like rock group that nobody knew. I didn't know him. I wasn't privy to them. But yeah, he got jerked out of that Grammy. After that, I was like, damn.
Evanescence. That's who won for Best New Artist in 2004, which is crazy.
Yeah,
50 Cent dominated 2004.
That was crazy. Yeah, that's when I looked at the Grammys as a robbery when 50 didn't win that one. And damn, Kendrick got 15 Grammys?
20.
Damn.
20 Grammys. And that's what I'm saying. The Grammys, they pick and choose. It's not really based on what the people say. It's not based on popularity. It's not based on streams or sales. The people who decide, they pick and choose who they like. And Grammys, when it comes to Grammys, Kendrick is someone they like. Drake, not so much. 50 Cent, not so much. Travis Scott, another person who never wins Grammys, who completely dominates.
I mean, when you look at what Kendrick is saying, it's kind of more positive to what he's saying, and it's deeply rooted. So when you look at Drake, they probably look at he makes music for the clubs and he can rap and music for the shit, but they look at Kendrick like, oh, this motherfucker is deep. Like when you listen to Whacked Out Mural, like the ironic thing is like a Mexican set whacked out his mural and he threw a Mexican famous singer on the song Whacked Out Murals. He's a thinker. So when you listen to NXX, he's saying, you know what I'm saying? He's saying different shit. He's trying to bring gangs together in a place like LA, which is wild. So I think he wins them Grammys because he's sort of like, in their minds, like a next Pac for LA. Because come on, Kendrick, he brought life back into LA music.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a historic place. You know, shout to Dr. Dre, and rest in peace Eazy-E, and DOC, shout to him and all the greats that came out of it. You know what I'm saying? I could say G-Unit came from the West. You know, we bred it from Dr. Dre and a piece of Detroit. Shout to Eminem with us too. But I mean, what he did it's crazy. And then, you know, I just think he makes records that are deep and people could kind of relate to. You know what I mean?
Well, Drake and Party Next Door just dropped their album, Some Sexy Songs For You, which is actually the second biggest debut of the year after The Weeknd.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got to check that out too. Is it dope?
I liked it, man. I spent a couple days listening to it. I dig it, but I like both artists. Like I said, I'm a fan like you of both Drake and Kendrick Lamar and Party Next Door.
Yeah, me too. I'm a fan of both, and I got to go to both places, so I just stay out of it. I got to go to Canada and deal with them wild motherfuckers out there, and then I got to go to LA and deal with wild motherfuckers there. And I'm just a fan of both artists. But Kendrick definitely did his thing this year, man. Seemed like it was his time to shine. You know what I mean?
Well, Kanye West went on another epic Twitter rant. This one, he got back to his Nazi roots.
Oh man!
He said, "I love Hitler. I'm a Nazi. I'm buying 2 Maybachs tomorrow, and I'm gonna make a Jewish person who's selling it read all these tweets. I bet you see me whipping Maybachs." By the way, he gave those 2 Maybachs to Game right afterwards.
Right.
He said, "I'm racist. Stereotypes exist for a reason. They all true. I don't even know what the anti-Semitic means. Just some bullshit Jewish people made up to protect their bullshit. All white people are racist. All white people are racist, and Jewish people actually hate white people and use black people. Some of my best friends are Jewish. I don't trust any of them.
Damn.
Any Jewish person that does business with me needs to know I don't like or trust any Jewish person.
Damn.
This is completely sober with no Hennessy. I'm never apologizing for my Jewish comments. I'm going to normalize talking about Hitler. Hitler was so fresh."
Oh man, that sounds crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, when you do the history and you see what Jewish people went through, like, I forgot I was watching the movie and I forgot what it's called, and they had to stand online to like get burnt up. It's crazy, as well as what slaves went through, and I think Kanye is just such an iconic guy. For him to say hurtful stuff like that towards Jewish people, I feel like it's just hurting his brand, man, because there's Jewish kids that bought your sneakers, man. There's Jewish kids that rocks you at their bar mitzvahs, man. There's people, I guess I get certain dudes when they get to a certain amount of money and fame, it's just like you. For me, I'm nowhere near. And I remember being in the studio with Kanye when he was nobody. Like, I didn't even know who he was. To see the success that he's accomplished from being from a guy from Chicago, to hear him say them things, and it's not me I don't stay out of politics and all that, it just sounds crazy. Because everybody, every nationality, everybody's has been through something. Slavery, black folks, thing with Jewish people, like that's crazy, waiting on lines to get bodies burnt and lost families and went through wars. I've been to Germany and I've been historic places where I've seen, I think there's books that like Mozart and certain people wrote that Hitler burnt. So it's across the street from the hotel we was in. If you ever look on my Instagram, follow me on Instagram too, Tony Yayo. It's a glass, it's a bookshelf and it's in the ground and it's lit up. And it's across the street from my hotel. And it's a big like open space that's historic. And the glass is, you could see down there and it's like a speck of blood. And you look down and you're like, yo, what is this about? It's a light that's glowing from the ground and this bookshelf down there. That represents the books that Hitler burnt there that was unreplaceable of history. So when you see the history and you see what people went through, you learn to be compassionate towards whatever it is. I hate to go towards religion and stuff like that, but Jewish people went through a lot, as well as black people, as well as Latino people, people of all cultures. So I just feel like for a guy that's here with his brand and Yeezy and the music you put out and you could sell out arenas, it's like, why would you be talking to people that supported, your stuff, your sneakers, your music, your brand, your clothes? And I think as being a man that, made songs like Jesus Walks and songs like that, a man of God, I don't think a man of God should talk like that. That's just my opinion. Some people believe in God, some people believe in the devil. I believe in God. I grew up in the church. So when you hear songs like Jesus Walks, you would never think a man of God would say something like that. And it's no disrespect to him, but I have Jewish friends. Scott Lehman, that's my lawyer. I love him, and I don't love him just because he's a lawyer. He's Jewish. We go to the basketball game together. We'll go places, dinner. He's a cool friend. I don't judge people by religion or race because I'm in a business where all nationalities listen to G-Unit. So when I go to Germany and somebody that speaks Dutch and they tell me danke, that means thank you. Danke Shane, remember, I think that means thank you all the way. Danke. Danke, Yayo. They might not know the English, but this person in Dutch knows my music. That's a blessing for me and myself. So I think in this business, you got to learn to be humble.
Well, after that whole rant, he actually cleared out the Yeezy website where he sells clothing and shoes. And there was only one item on the website, which is a white T-shirt with a swastika logo, which he was selling for $20.
I think, I don't want to say something bad about somebody because if, my mom always told me you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all, right? Your parents tell you that. But, I mean, when you go at a religion, a race, a people, in any kind of way of hatred, it's just wild, especially somebody that's just on a whole nother level. Like, there's Jewish kids had bar mitzvahs that probably parents bought hundreds of thousands of pair of Kanye's and looked up to you and looked at you as a smart, intelligent black man. So when you go on them rants like that, it's just kind of ridiculous. I'm happy he gave Game the Maybachs, though. Give Game the Maybach, I'm glad he gave him the Maybachs. But I think he's definitely, when you spew hate like that, I feel like you hurt your brand. There's no reason to hate, man. We already in a hateful world anyway. There's no reason for an icon to add even more hate to it. And I like I said, I seen him. I remember being in Dr. Dre's studio when I didn't even know who Kanye is. And now I'm looking at him, way more money than me, way more status than me. I still give him his props. I'm not a hater because everybody's career's paths is different. But for a guy of that stature to say that, I don't know. That's crazy because you've been blessed, man. You got anything in the world you want. You've been blessed, man. The worst thing you lost was your mom's, and nobody can replace that. You know, I still got my moms. I lost my father, but, you know, your moms is definitely irreplaceable. But besides that, you had everything else in the world, you know?
Well, yeah, and right before that whole rant, there was the Grammys where he showed up with his wife completely naked.
I mean, that's cool. He could do whatever he want with that. I don't have no problem with that. That's on him. You know, that's what he chooses to do. He's obviously not an insecure guy. And I mean, he marketed Kim Kardashian too. Like, you know, the clothes and, you know, the you know, beautiful women is, you know, part of his marketing or him selling his clothes. But, you know, the hate is what I'm not about. I don't give a who you are. You could have to be the richest motherfucker in the world. The hate is not what I'm about. But if that's who you are as a person, cool. I had no problems with nobody. If that's what Kanye want to spew out, I feel like it's wrong, but that's just my opinion. You know?
Look, I look at Kanye as the new Clayton Bixby. You know, the blind black white supremacist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's sort of Boondocks, right?
Because look, Hitler hated black people. Hitler hated black people. In fact, people in Germany that were biracial, black and white, they would actually take them and make sure that they can't reproduce.
That's crazy. And you know what's crazy?
They actually stopped because blacks and Jews were considered inferior races by Hitler.
I mean, listen,
his kids are mixed. This is what I'm saying.
Listen, this is what I'm saying to you.
He's shouting out someone who would have hated him.
All I'm saying to you is this, Flat. Listen, all I'm saying to you, we was in Germany, right? Some people will look at you crazy. Like, what are these doing in this nice hotel? Like, if we're in a Porsche hotel or something like that. And then you go, and some people will treat you nice. Everybody's not going to be a fucked up individual. Some people might not get in the elevator with me. Some people might. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody doesn't have a way of thinking. Yes, when you're in Germany, yes, you're going to run into some racist people. But you're going to run into fucking good people too. When you go to Switzerland, people showed us mad love. Wasn't not one funny look. But when they see you, because you know, in these overseas countries, there's a lot of African people. Shout out to all my Africans. I guess when they hear the accents and look at the clothes, they're trying to figure out where we're from. Are some people assholes? Yes. Are some people good? No. You know who I ran into in the airport who lives out there now?
Who's that?
The first motherfucker that messed with what's the girl with Diddy again? What's her name? I'm tripping right now. Girl, Diddy beat down. What's her name?
Cassie?
Cassie. Her boyfriend, Ryan Leslie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, I asked him, I said, yo, what you think about P. Diddy? He just like he lives in Germany now. He lives out there. You know what I mean? He lives out there. Shout out to Ryan Leslie. I ran into him.
Well, speaking of Cassie and Diddy and Jay-Z, recently the whole 13-year-old who claimed that she was sexually assaulted by Jay-Z and Diddy, actually she dropped her lawsuit.
Yeah, I believe that was. I told you from the beginning that shit was a bullshit case. Jay-Z,
it was a bullshit case. And actually, Jay-Z is suing Tony Busby. So Jay-Z, in his filing, said that Busby intentionally filed a complaint on the night that his daughter, Blue Ivy, was premiering for Mufasa, the Lion King.
Yeah, so it looks like, definitely. It looks like it was premeditated.
Right. So what he said was, he did that to put me in the position of having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid the negative press. He also said that he lost $20 million in contracts due to the false accusations of the lawsuit. These were going through deep mental anguish since it was filed. Jay-Z said, I felt that Mr. Busby was placing a gun to my head that either bowed to his demands or ensure
I think that's the first time you ever seen Jay
personal and financial gain.
I think that's the first time you've seen Jay really, really get mad because he said a couple of things.
Yeah.
You know, he said a couple of things, you know, and it's crazy when people come with them accusations, especially like that. That's like, you know, that's weird. Come on, I'm from Brooklyn. You know, nigga don't want to feel like that. For them to drop the charges, he gonna get sued, man. For real, that's crazy. But, that's the rap game for you, man. Everybody's out for you. People think, when you hear artists saying being a rapper is the hardest job in the world, it comes with its perks. Like, flying the world. If you're a rapper that flies the world and goes to places where you have less risk, like Switzerland and Germany and certain places, then it's cool. If you doing local shows, you got more risk than a motherfucker, because overseas got less guns. America got so many guns, they look at us like, Americans love guns. That's how they look at us. But over there, think I'm worried about a gun in a Swiss Alps? And I'm out there letting my nuts hang by myself. It's no 50, it's nobody from G-Unit. I'm out there repping the brand. I'm doing shows. I'm running around, did my own tour last year, doing my own tour this year, and just keep it going, keep the brand going, and keep working and staying humble. What motherfuckers say or think, it's about the work ethic, man. And you a target as a rapper.
Yeah. Well, I think that when you amass a certain amount of money, you get to a point where you have to spend a certain amount of money and effort to protect the money that you made. And I remember even 50, when he, first started blowing up, I think he talked about how he hired some lawyers, because he just realized that getting sued is a part of doing business once you get to a certain point.
What Biggie say? What Biggie say back in the days? I got lawyers watching lawyers, so I don't go broke. Remember that line?
Yeah.
Now, when you get on, you start thinking about shit like that. But for me, I mean, like I said, if I reach 1 billion, because anything is possible, I'm going to be in another country. I'm not going to be thinking about throwing wild parties and shit like that, because I'm going to be thinking about the lawsuits. I think if motherfucker got 100 million, 50 million, 10 million, 5 million, you better be aware of your surroundings, because the lawsuits are always going to be there. But if I got 1 billion, nah, I got you know what do they call a chateau in France? You know what a chateau is?
Right.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to have the chateau in France, motherfucker, the castle. I'll never come back. For motherfuckers, when y'all see this interview, look up them chateaus in France. Give me one of them castles out there, and I'm good. I have a house in London, good Jamaican food. I have a condo in Paris, Eiffel Tower. I have a spot in Dubai right off the water. I have a spot in Thailand. I don't know if I even come back to the U.S. And then I would go from spot to spot. I would have a spot Amsterdam right off the red light district. So I hit 1 billion. Yeah, I don't think I would just be randomly just chilling in the U.S. I would have spots here. But of course, I'll be, like I said, Thailand, Paris, Dubai, Amsterdam, wherever I choose to go.
Speaking of Diddy, he's still awaiting his case.
Okay.
He's still sitting in jail.
Right.
But recently, I had Day 26 come do my show.
I think I've seen some of that interview, yeah.
Right. So I started talking to him, and, I started talking to Q from Day 26, and he's talking about how, you have sober Diddy, then you have high Diddy. And, you kind of have a different person depending on who you catch on that day. And he starts talking about how he read this one email, and he couldn't go into the details, but it had something to do with sacrifices and so forth. And he started to cry. And then the rest of Day 26 started to cry. Like, that's never happened to me. I've had people cry in my interviews, but I've never seen a whole group of men start to cry at the same time.
I don't get it. I don't know why somebody would do that to a talented, passionate people.
Yeah.
Like, we talented, passionate people. I don't understand. No, it's okay, bro. I don't understand why someone would sit down and think about hurting someone. I don't know. Or laugh about it after they do it, Like, I don't get it. That's why I said none of them are innocent. I'm not here to expose anybody, but none of them are innocent, man. Like, none of them are innocent. Right. Y'all all coming after this man for millions of dollars when y'all were a part of it as well. Y'all were down too. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair to him. It's not fair. Fair to me.
It's not fair to people that with actual story that actually been affected by that. Because then it make everybody seem like they just try out to get something or, whatever, opposed to it being real people that went through real stuff,
I mean, you never know what's going on over there. I don't I never judge a book by its cover, but, being an artist coming out, the pressure's trying to make it, and motherfucker at you like you ain't really till you sell some records. You know what I mean? I could just imagine what they was going over with Diddy. He's making walk to get a cheesecake.
Right.
I could just, damn, that's up. You know, when you really think about it, like, you was exploited to go walk here to go get this cheesecake. Like, that like, forever, the band was forever known for that. That fucked up shit when you really think about it. With an artist, mentally, what you do to them. Like, these down the line be catching cases and going to jail and shooting with because playing with them like, yo, ain't you the Diddy said go get the cheesecake for? So you gotta think mentally what them went through over there, the Danity Canes, the Day 26. Because for making you treating this artist like that, damn, that shit crazy.
No, look, I just interviewed Chopper, right? And we talked about an instance where Chopper was there, Freddie P was there, I think some other people were there, and they got into some sort of argument with Diddy, and Diddy was like, yo, turn off the cameras. And, you know, Chopper was there to see all this, and Freddie talked about this as well. And Diddy said something to the effect of, you know, when he's talking to Freddie, he said, yo, I'll buy your whole block up, and you won't be able to go outside without getting shot at. And that's when Freddie P just said, this, I'm done. I'm moving back home. I'm done with the show. I'm done with all this.
Just because of this don't mean he ain't gangster. I mean, you can't think of ain't do some gangster. I'm not saying he did or he didn't, but did he used to with niggas like henchmen and them? He used to be around, like, so he hung around the gangsters. You know, was gangster around. I'm quite
you don't have those types of conversations.
I'm quite sure
artists.
a couple of groups got slapped up. You never know what it is.
What to expect in the industry, Diddy's really the big red of the industry.
I'm just saying, you never know what to expect, man. Engineer up. Look, I've seen instances where engineer up and you know what I'm saying? So I know this. I think people looked at Diddy as just straight a dancing, but we know, you know, that got history, even from the Shine. Like, shit go down with rappers, man. Even P. Diddy.
Look, it's a train wreck for Diddy right now. We'll see what ultimately happens. One of his friends came forward and actually said that Diddy's mom actually used to host sex parties in the family home. So Diddy was around a lot of weird shit.
I don't want to get listen, all I want to say is, yo, look, you can't be sneaky with the feds. The feds, like, once they come, you got problems. Jack, that's all I know. I did a little stint in the feds. It was baby time, like, year and a half passport fraud. But I know once the feds are knocking at your door, you got problems, Jack. That's it. That's all I know. And I did, like I said, I know 15, 20. I did 2-3 years, nothing. I did light time. But I did my little fed time and read the guidelines and realized when they come, they coming. They got something on you. It's like they ain't got nothing on you. They got something on you. You know, and they ain't coming with bullshit. They got a big, you know, percentage rate of convicted. So it's like, when they come to me, that's like your worst nightmare. I'm always like, when I catch my cases, Vlad, I was just a cop out. Like, all right, cool. Like, all right, they got me. Like, feds come, knock on wood. You know, and I done had feds and homicide come to my house before in a year. So I'm not going to talk about what it was about, but I done got subpoenaed all kinds of, like, by the feds. You know what I'm saying? Didn't show up. Didn't, you know, lawyer took care of that. But situations with homicide at my crib and all kinds of, like, probation, I've been through it all. It's G-Unit. So for me, I just know when they come, it's not a game, whatever situation it is, you know? Yeah.
Well,
the MDC food is, trust me, that shit is bullshit. That shit is slop. You take a rapper, you from caviar to that shit, a mother might just have a heart attack just eating off that slop, man. That shit slopping in, bro.
Yeah, no, look, I interviewed Alan Dershowitz, who represented Jeffrey Epstein, you know, during his previous case and got him like a slap on the wrist. And I remember I had a flat out conversation with him on camera. I said, look, you know Jeffrey Epstein better than most people in the world because you actually worked as his lawyer. Now, when he died, there's a lot of conspiracy theories. He was killed. He was going to rat on a bunch of powerful people. What do you think, knowing him, actually happened? And he said, look, I honestly think, knowing him, living the type of lifestyle he had been living for all these years, flying private, got his own island. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars, every celebrity, whatever girls he wanted, some of them, of course, underage and so forth. Now he's looking at life in prison. He could not deal with that future, and he felt it was easier just to kill himself and, check out.
Yeah, the stress alone, you go from, like I said, I was eating bison on the mountain, but I'm a street eat, beef patty and cocoa bread. I come right back to the hood, get New York fried, whatever. But it's kind of like civilianish a little more. For you to take them, like, have money like a P. Diddy, you take that to caviar and no more of that good shit. And, you get pussy when you want on deck, and you got your weed and you got your drugs, your pills. Take that away, that affects the body. Because you had your way with the world your whole life, bro. You got to do whatever the fuck you wanted in your life. You name it. You want to fly to Paris? You want to fly to Abu Dhabi? You want to go rare watch shopping somewhere? You could do it. You want 4 or 5 bitches? You could do it. All kinds of pain. You take that away from a motherfucker. Yeah, that shit drive you crazy. And years, and we're talking about decades of living that kind of life. Yachts, you was on yachts to a jail cell. Yeah, that shit. Mentally, you got to be strong.
Well, another person in a jail cell right now is Keefe D. And just recently, he got into a fist fight with another inmate, and the photos, we'll go ahead and show the photos.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. He was squabbling up with.
Right. Now, I just want to say this to everyone who's watching. The last place you want to be in the world at age 61 is in a jail cell, man, getting into fist fights, rolling around with other men. I wouldn't even say no age. While potentially facing life in prison.
Yeah, I feel like when you see the YNs, like the young on the island, shout free all of them, or hopefully I hope y'all holding y'all heads. But they look like they having fun. Some people make jail look fun with the phones, and they got the bud, and motherfucking closet shanks and that motherfucker. They could afford to do the biz. They could do 10. A nigga that's 22 could do 10 years, come back home 32, see the light, be good. But motherfuckers 61, 40 something, 50 something, even in their 30s, like to even do to me to do a bid at 32, 33 is kind of like late blooming shit. And it's like, damn, my nigga, like to just do 10 on that. Say you 32 and you gotta do 10. You come home 42. A lot has changed in that time in that 10 years. So when you look at bidding, that shit like a young nigga sport. And even they don't want to be in there. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas gonna make the best out of it. The YNs, you know that.
Well, yeah. I mean, Keefe D actually tried to get the case thrown out, said that he had a proffer agreement. They came back and said there's no proffer agreement in Nevada, and we can't find one on a federal level either. So that's that.
But Keefe D was saying
he actually has to face trial.
But wasn't he saying he's selling the bullets that killed Pac and all that online, and that's how the feds got on him or something?
Nah. I didn't hear that.
I could have sworn he was. They said.
I've never heard. I would have heard that. I never heard that.
So how he get locked up? He was doing a lot of internet talking about shit on the net, right?
He wrote a book talking about the whole situation on Amazon. He did 2 Vlad TV interviews. He did 2 Art of Dialogue interviews. He did some Cam Capone interviews. In every interview, he offered new information. And from what I understand, when it comes to a proffer, it's a queen for a day type deal. That's what they call it, because it's only good for that particular day. If you choose to retell the story the next day, you could be charged for retelling the story.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, it's deep, man. It's deep. I'm surprised. The only reason I did the interview is because he had already written the book. The book was already on Amazon. There's a link to it in the interviews.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
So okay, if you want to talk about it after writing a book, all right, that's on you then. I can't be responsible.
So basically, he in jail because of the internet. You saying?
He is the key witness to his case.
Oh, yeah.
He is the star witness in his trial.
Because he said whatever he said in the book.
Because he said everyone else is dead except for Suge. Suge is not cooperating. So the only person in that car who's alive is himself, and the only person that's talked about the situation was Keefe D.
Yeah, Keefe D. Better figure that out. It's crazy.
Yeah. And listen, man, I personally hope that he gets out. You know, I got nothing against Keefe D. I did the interview because it was offered to me. And I'm like, okay, he wrote the book. Let's do it. I never intended him to go to jail or anything else like that. Las Vegas PD tried to get me to cooperate, give my raw footage. I didn't cooperate. You know, I ignored their phone calls.
But you know what's crazy? Let's when you look at like when 50 did the Ghetto Quran back in the days, right? Mm-hmm. And he named mad niggas. Certain niggas would be like, yo, telling or nigga dry snitching on. But this is all public information already, right? But when you look at the young, these tell you who they just shot in a song. But that's not snitching. It's keeping it drill, keeping it gangster or whatever, right? But that's not telling. So we in times now where you don't know when the lines are even being crossed. That's like when you look at King Von. King Von used to kill a tweet about it around the same timeline, supposedly.
Allegedly.
Right? Look, supposedly. So that's not telling on yourself. That's being a real, being gangster. I would say to the YNs, to the young. But you don't know what line to cross right now with the internet. Because even with drill, talking about that's dead or niggas that got shot or think about it. Young and Ace, Fulio. How many interviewed where you know where the lines was crossed, like records like Who I Smoked and other When I See You, how crazy it got. And now Fulio dead. You know what I mean?
It's hard to really point the finger at anyone because everyone's sort of involved in it, is that certain breeds of artists have realized over time that when they actually put their crimes and their actual active beefs in their records, those are the records that get to millions and millions of views. You know, when you look at Young and Ace and Fulio, their biggest records are the ones that they're talking about smoking each other.
As for me being an artist, like when I said, shot my mama crib up, y'all really disrespected. I just felt like we went to the studio, I guess a couple of days after that. So I was just mad. When I catch, I'm checking, I said something on there, but it was just me expressing how I felt at that point. That's like when Fifth threw the Ghetto Quran. Like, oh, the telling, 50 telling on Ghetto Quran. And not telling because these are telling you, I just shot so-and-so up the block and I'm gonna shoot this next rapper next. So when is the line crossed? That's like Keefe D. He wrote the book. He kind of crossed the line because the feds are still on him. But there is no line.
Yeah.
When a motherfucker feeling away in a record, he's gonna say, yo, was the Philly that was digging up that just recently got killed? I forgot, Mr. Disrespectful?
YBC Duel?
Yeah, YBC Duel. Like, there is no line, bro. Motherfuckers just gonna say what they feel and hope you don't say nothing incriminating. That's why I love your show, because I'll never say nothing incriminating.
Well, I've said this before, and I'm going to put it on video again. Watch this. Now, this is something I hope doesn't come true, but I bet you it will.
What?
At some point in the future, there is going to be a rapper who actually digs up the corpse of one of his enemies and actually puts it on camera. I bet you it's going to happen because there's not too many more things you could do to be more shocking than what people have already done. I bet you someone's going to actually dig up a dead body and like have his arm around him and make a video out of it.
That would be insane. If a rapper does that you're definitely going to jail, and it would be insane. I mean, when YB do, when he was digging up, even though it wasn't a body, but that was like crazy.
Well, right. And here's the thing. Afterwards, they said he was just trolling. He wasn't actually digging up anybody. He just made a video to try to, get people's nerves up. But what I'm saying is, in the future, someone's going to say, oh, YBC Duel got popular by doing that. I'm going to go one step further and actually find the corpse itself, dig it up, open the coffin, and make a video out of it. I bet you it's going to happen.
I feel like when it comes to the streets, there is no sympathy. There is no compassion. It's been like that for a long time because that's just how the streets are. There's going to be people who love you and there's going to be people who hate you, but there's no compassion or no sympathy in the street game, the rap game, not at all. And I feel like it's worse now because the young, they just don't give a a motherfucker will come in, you'll go out and try to hang with the YNs, man, you'll have a bad night. Motherfuckers come in there violating. That's just how it is, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is shocking, right? Digging up a dead body and making a video.
No, I believe it. I see that
shocking,
coming.
Right?
I
but
believe
what about real life when Alpo kills Rich Porter and then shows up at the funeral? Like, that's not shocking? The guy who actually kills the person at the funeral is showing up and hugging on the mom and stuff like that? That's just as disgusting as far as I'm concerned.
That's crazy, but motherfuckers are heartless and ruthless like that, you know? Motherfuckers, you know, it's been like that from the beginning of time. There's motherfuckers that have no compassion, no empathy, no nothing. It's just nothing there. And you see it all the time on the news. Even when you see people like kill their kids and just kill innocent people just for kind of no reason, that's kind of, you have no compassion, no sympathy, or no empathy, man. You know what I'm saying? You just hear the stories every day. It's crazy. And you just know it's a cold world, but you know, you just got to make the best out of it. That's all I do, man. That's why when I'm like in the Swiss Alps, or I'm in Germany, or if I'm in Dubai, or if I'm in Australia, I just be like, yo, these times right here and these moments, you're going to remember forever. We got people that we lost when we was 21. We got people that's 21 dying now. So you just be helping, you made it this far.
Let me ask you a question. You don't have to name any names, right? But growing up in the environment that you grew up around, did you know anyone that just scared you in the point of this person really will chop up a body and, you know, really just do some really hideous type shit that actually would scare you to be around that person?
I would say a hood named Shy Brock. He was like a wild, like he was just, and like people warned us when he came home, like he was one of the, Shy Brock, look out for him. You know, you outside, he'll cap for you. You know what I mean? Shout to the Brock family. But Shy Brock, and I knew his brother, rest in peace, Kev Brock. He was cool. I you know, Kev Brock was older than us. Shy Brock was older than him, but he was just like one of the motherfuckers, like, you know, like Omar from The Wire type coming through. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, watch out for Shy Brock. You know what I'm saying? It's motherfucking crazy, man. You know, and when older warning you, warning the younger on the block, like, yo, this rob you, take your work. You know what I'm saying? So if he asks you for something, just give it to him, because that nigga gonna take it from you. You know what I'm saying? Word. But I would say him.
I mean, yeah. I remember I actually interviewed, you know, remember the show Sweetie Pies on TV?
Sweetie Pies.
Sweetie Pies. It was based on a soul food restaurant down south. The owner, she used to be a singer for Ike Turner. She was one of the backup singers, and she had a whole successful restaurant. And her son, Tim Norman, was helping her run it. I remember I interviewed, you know, both of them at the same time. Tim Norman was a cool dude. You know, he was like, oh, I used to bump your Tupac mixtape while I was locked up. We kept in contact, whatever else.
I think I remember Sweeties. That was the brown skin dude, right? Like,
yeah. Now this dude is in prison because he had his nephew killed over some insurance money. Yeah,
I think I seen that.
Like, that's crazy. And he seemed like a nice guy to me. But clearly, he's doing some crazy shit when I'm not around.
Yeah, I think some people get ridiculous that like life could, like, I would want my moms to live forever instead of like having insurance money or a house or something from like your parents or any sibling or anything. Like, I think your kids or your family, your wife, I think is irreplaceable. Like 100 million couldn't satisfy 50 million, but some people will sell their soul for money, bro. Some people actually like that. And you don't have blessings when you move like that. All my blessings my blessings come from me being loyal, honest, and being down for the team, bro. And my blessings always came, bro. And I'm not saying I'm Mr. Perfect, but I never was a grimy man. We on the block and we get money selling drugs. I helped the old lady across the street. That was me. And we was really outside on the block. And 50 don't like when I talk about us being outside on the block. You know why? Because that money to him is nothing now. The money that getting shot and killed over and being on the block and motherfuckers getting cut and getting beat down, that money is nothing to us now. That's why we don't even like to talk about the past like that, but that's where we come from. But I wasn't the wanted to beat up people that owed me money, the fiends or whatever. Nah, I was, you owe me, I catch you next time. Don't worry about it. I'm out here getting this money. And that person to come back to me. I'm a nigga, let me walk this old lady across the street. You know what I'm saying? Let me help her with her groceries to the building out here. And, you know, what we wasn't doing was right. It was the wrong thing because we were selling drugs. But in all, I wasn't a f***ed up person when I was doing it. You know, what I was doing was a f***ed up thing. So some people are just f***ed up to get your nephew. First of all, you get your nephew killed for insurance money. It make no sense. Ain't no money worth you being in jail forever, working for 10 cents, 1 cent a day.
Well, yeah, I actually looked it up. He was 43 years old. Mm-hmm. He took out a $450,000 policy on his 20-year-old nephew and then arranged to other people to get him killed. And then he got caught, and now he's doing life in prison.
And for $450,000. Damn, yeah. That's crazy. That you would end your whole life for $450,000, being in jail with real gangsters, and you had an opportunity with businesses and all kinds of to be successful. But some people, they don't understand, man. This is real life. If you never been to jail, you won't never understand. Now he's in jail for the rest of his life for money that he didn't even get because he didn't get the $450, and the murder came back to you. So it's all stupid.
Well, Corey Parker, who was one of the 4 men responsible for killing Pop Smoke, he was 19 at the time. He's 24 now, I believe. He just accepted a 29-year plea deal.
So you're saying the oldest one got hit with the time because the juniors, they got out?
They got out because they were underage. Because remember that one dude did the no jumper interview because he was a minor at the time. And he probably wasn't the shooter. He was probably the getaway driver or something like that. But this guy, a 29-year plea deal sounds crazy to me, doesn't it?
I mean, he was the oldest, so I guess they gonna hit him with all the blame because the Junes, the young boys, 2 of them got out already. So obviously the laws in L.A. with the youngins, maybe that's wild. They could do whatever they want. Sort of like New York too. Youngins could kind of get away with what they want, get, less time. But him getting that 29 is probably for the Pop Smoke body. And rest in peace to Pop Smoke, because him dying, that shit shifted New York City rap, man. That was one of the last guys we had that was actually an all-around superstar talent. So it was f***ed up. But you know how L.A. is, man. It's L.A., man. Just because you in Beverly Hills, we was in L.A. early. Just because you in Beverly Hills or you on Rodeo, don't think you safe, man. You crazy, man?
Yeah, man, look. And this is to all the artists, the people who are getting money. Like, when you move around, Airbnbs. Like, seriously, go get a regular hotel room or go get an apartment with a doorman or get some level of security. Live in a gated community. Yes, it's not going to 100% stop it, but it's going to stop 99% of it.
That's the only thing I wish with Pop Smoke, as I always say, is like, I wish he was like in a nice hotel where you can't get on the floor, because taking the Airbnb risk in LA is always dangerous. Especially you mistakenly putting the address there, and like you said, Hoover Street or this street could be right down the fucking block. So for me in LA, I did an interview with Big U. I pulled up in the fucking Acura with fucking Vegas plates on it, tents. Them motherfuckers was looking like, who the fuck is that? I'm in a straight hoopty with Vegas plates. I'm not in no car service. We riding. This is dirty car. It looked like some shit to shoot a nigga out of. I'm going to be honest with you. You could ask Big U. I pulled up to the studio. The interview never came out. Shout to Big U. But I remember pulling up and they was looking like, who the is this? Because, I mean, your car is the best way to keep it on the radar. My Bentley got shot up so many times when I had it, man. That shit was just like a car that was on the radar. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like I felt like I was the only one in New York City at that time, me and Special, with Bentleys and Banks. It felt like it was only 3 in the city. Now cars are more fluid. You see with Lambo trucks and all kinds of out here, Phantoms. But back then, it felt like we was the only 3 in the city, me, Banks, and Special with Bentleys. You know what I mean? Black motherfuckers. So my was getting shot up frequently. I always thought Harlem was slippery after, because my car got shot up in the back of the Apollo back in the day. Everybody know about that.
Well, one of my Vlad TV YouTube members, Agent Heed, he said, what happened on the plane around 2004, 2005 between 50 and this artist from Nigeria?
You know what? I wasn't there. I just heard, and you know what? I met that artist because he came here, apologized to 50, and I think it was something with a first class seat, and I think security didn't know who he was, and he was like a big artist from there, and they like roughed him up, and I heard that motherfucker came back with like the African mob type. He came back, and the wild thing Banks tell me about the story, and I heard from other people is, like, he came through the gate, like, you know where the planes come out? He came like on the, like, you don't see like that in America. Motherfuckers, just picture a gang of motherfuckers walking across the fucking airport landing strip. So it was like them motherfuckers that came mad deep, and I guess nothing happened, but the motherfuckers did come deep after he got scruffled up. But later on, we met him, and he was a cool guy. I wasn't there. I was locked up for that. But I heard about the story. I heard they was on a runway. They surrounded the plane. It was crazy.
Yeah, I actually looked it up. The artist's name is Idris Abdul Kareem.
Yeah, that motherfucker. I heard that motherfucker came back with the fucking motherfuckers from the jungle. Motherfuckers had all kinds of and I think he came and we did something else. It was like a big thing we did for like the president of something in Africa. And they said that was the guy, because some guy came and apologized and said, sorry to 50 or whatever. But nothing physical happened. I guess, it's always some shit, man. You never know when it could go down anywhere in the country. Like I said, man, it's gangs in Sweden, it's gangs in London, it's gangs in Canada, it's gangs. You'd be surprised, bro. Coastal, it get gangster everywhere. It's just, in those countries, it's kind of harder to get a gun. America, like, come on, look at Atlanta. You could go Walmart and buy a shotgun. You know what I'm saying? Go anywhere. It's just harder to get a gun. Out there's, what we say, Stab Olympics, like in Rikers Island. Stab Olympics out there. Like London, yeah, that's Stab Olympics out there. But, Canada, man, them niggas crazy.
Well, Cameron and Jim Jones have been going at it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, there's a lot of stuff under the bridge between the two of them, but I feel like the sore issue is still Jim Jones and Jewels coming on stage with 50 during the whole Cameron beef.
50 is strategic. That was a chess move for 50, and it's all good. Jim felt like it was a good move for him at the time, but 50 felt like it was an even better move for him, for what he was trying to do. And Cam said something about it. I was there, for their show, Shout to Cam and 50. And I felt like it was 20 years ago, man. Like, it wasn't really a big deal. I just felt like it was like one of them strategic battle raps. And, at that point, yeah, Jim had Ballin', 50 brung him out. That was one of the undeniable hottest records out at the time. But I think on 50 Smart, it was smart for the battle. He brought Jim out, and Cam even said it. So, we all had our laugh and giggles. I don't think it was, nothing for nobody to be upset about, because when you look at groups in New York City, who are the three last historical groups? I would say is G-Unit, Dipset, and D-Block. For them brands, like the things that we did for New York City hip-hop, even when you watch the verses with Dipset and D-Block, the whole world was, tuned in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Jim is still mad at me over some old interview I did with French Montana, and now the two of them are cool, but he's still mad at me over doing this old-ass interview. And, it's like, I feel like some people just don't let go.
Like for me, I just look at it like I never was friends with a lot of so I don't give a who's mad at me or who don't with me, because I don't with them. So for me, like I said, 50's on a level sometimes where I'd be like, I don't even know why he answers, because it's definitely not on the same level. It ain't on my level. So what makes sure you think you on his level? Ain't on my level. Like, can't do what I do. I can go be here, sit here for a couple of days, and like I said, I could be in the Swiss Alps. I think Murder got a run he's about to do in Canada. We going on our own runs. I can get a booking in Australia tomorrow. Half of these rappers are local. They're local. What's the furthest they've been? They got Connecticut, Baltimore, maybe DC and all that. Because once you start going down south, some of these rappers, New York rappers, they don't even care about us out there. And I don't try to brag, but I love traveling and love seeing the world. And I love that G-Unit is the Louis Vuitton of rap groups overseas. I heard people say it. You know what I mean? We're big. We was going to Dubai before people kind of knew what Dubai was, 204, 205. One of my mans came home from jail. I said, yo, let's go to Dubai. I had my own shows out there. That's what people got to realize. People think once you're a part of that G-Unit brand, it's not riding 50's coattail. It's learning how to make your own way. And I mastered that. This whole way I did my own mixtapes, did my own shows, did my own venues. And they're not stadiums. It could be little House of Blues venues. And I'm happy with who I am and what I get as an artist. Would I want more? Of course. Everybody wants more in life. But am I praising it? Am I fiending for it? No. No, that's not me. That's why I'm loyal to this because I'm good. I got a couple of properties, a couple of cars. I'm straight. I don't need a Bugatti. This might need a Bugatti. See, praise that. When you praise that material, that shit come and go. I had cars, Bentleys, Benzes, and all that. Niggas be like, where your cars at? No, where's your houses at? Did your kids go to college? Because my daughter just graduated college. You know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of things and priorities when you don't get caught up in catching up with the Joneses. And, we from New York. This is one of the most materialistic places to be in the world, from in the world. Certain girls out here, if you ain't got on Chrome Heart or certain Rick Owens or Louis or certain, they not even gonna fucking talk to you out this motherfucker. But for me, the materialistic come and go, but the travel and the experiences are something that you're gonna take with you when you're not here anymore. Like for me to say, yo, we was in the Swiss Alps with the homies, 10,000 feet elevated in the mountains. I'm eating I never ate before, no Diddy, like bison and mashed potatoes, and because I never had bison. I never had that. I was eating duck and I'm eating salmon trout, which they say they don't even have in the U.S. And I'm just like experiencing life. And my room is $3,000 a night. I'm looking out my balcony and I see the fucking Swiss Alps. Well,
LeAngelo Ball just signed a deal with Def Jam.
Who?
LeAngelo Ball.
Oh yeah. A swerve in the thing, whoa.
Right.
You don't know the song. You just
Yeah, he got that song Tweaker. Lil Wayne jumped on the remix.
Right. Shout to Wayne on that one. I heard that one. Lil Wayne tweaked on that.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely went crazy.
I mean, there's different numbers that are floating around. Some say it's a $13 million deal, $8 million deal, so forth.
For me,
are you surprised that someone who's really not a rapper, he's a basketball player. He's trying to get into the NBA like his brothers have already done. And he just has a song that starts to react. Are you surprised that he got a deal like that?
I'm not surprised because his father is a marketing genius. His father, you watch the Ball brothers come up with their own TV show. We got to know who they was. Two of them made the league. He definitely could have potentially made the league. And it's like, all right, what does this son do? And now he comes out with the music and gets the deal. His father's a marketing genius. And I think all these labels are looking for what's next, what's new. That's what keeps the game evolving. And he came with a good single. I like the record. I might swerve in the whoa. It actually feels like an old Cash Money record. That's why I kind of like it. Man, it's cool. And these labels, they have money to give you the ridiculous money. Me, I don't believe everything I hear in the press. I say he made $100 million and he made $50 million. Might say he made $20 million and it's really $5 million, so, but hopefully he did get that and, God bless him. I like the song. I think he dropped another record too. I just seen him, for the All-Star game performing or whatever. So that's good. But his father's a marketing genius and God bless him to see a man, pave his kids to go all in the right direction, which is the good direction, to get money in the right way. You know, it's rough out here. Everybody's trying to, you know, get it how they live. And, you know, I always try to express my kids to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So to see him do that, yeah, that's big, you know, and the record is cool.
Yeah, no, listen, I interviewed LeVar Ball at his house. In fact, I just ran into him recently. He was in a wheelchair, so I'm hoping he's okay.
Oh, okay, hopefully he gets
I'm
better.
hoping he's okay. But I feel like, I remember when he was first coming out and people were hating on him. And it's like, listen, I think every man in this world wish they had a father like LeVar Ball.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's just keep it 100.
And a mother like how the Kardashians have. Because, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like, I never, like, go on these platforms to talk bad about anybody because I could try to see the good in anybody unless you a app or I don't fucking like you. And I feel like when you look at the Kardashians' mom, she's a marketing genius. When you look at the Balls, their father was a marketing genius. He had them knowing, we knew who they was before they actually turned into who they were. And you got to be appreciative of that. That's why I always, like, even when you look at G-Unit, 50 introduced us to the world early, off the mixtapes, me and Banks. There was a point where they wasn't saying Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo. Later on down the line, they started mentioning our names. And even when we come he comes with selling 11 million, then come with the Beg for Mercy, you know? It's like, damn, you throw us the ultimate alley-oop. Well, you didn't have to do that. And motherfuckers would be like, yo. They don't, it's to a point where I think people hate when I mention 50 so much, but I mention Eminem as much too. I mention Dr. Dre as much too. I mention Lloyd Banks as much too. It's just people run with the 50 Cent. You ain't gonna make me feel no way about how you feel or your comments or, oh, yo, nah, I'm straight. I got cars, I got houses, I'm flying the world, and I'm doing this on my own. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about the internet and YouTube, and you got me a lot of haters too, Vlad, but I love it because I embrace the hate. And I just realized that some motherfuckers just wake up glazing. They wake up dick riding. They wake up saying my name or saying a Vlad name or saying a 50 name so they can get more, I don't know, likes or whatever they feel like they get gratification out. But it don't bother me no way. Like I said, man, shout out to the Swiss Alps. That's the first time I've been to Switzerland plenty of times, but that felt special because I've never been to the Swiss Alps. That's like one of the 10th wonders of the fucking world. You know, motherfuckers skiing in Vermont and in the Aspens, they're not, you know, even going that direction. You know what I mean? Let me stop. I don't want to. Vlad, you haven't even been in the Swiss Alps, man.
I've never been to Switzerland. This is true. I've never been. I've been to other parts of Europe, but not Switzerland, to be honest.
That's something you will. You ski or no?
Yeah, I ski. I snowboard mostly, but I ski as well.
How do white people know how to ski so good? Yo, no, you know it's crazy though, Vlad, when you see, like, because I know it's like different levels. Like, I know the red is like the most dangerous, right?
I think the black diamond is the most.
It's the black, right?
Yeah, black diamond.
So I know it's black, red, and I think green.
No. It's the black diamond is the most dangerous.
Right.
The blue square is kind of intermediate, and a green circle is beginners.
Well, listen, all that shit look dangerous to me, man. So, you know, when you're going up to Gala, you know, I'm going up to Gala. I don't like heights, but I wasn't scared. A couple of the homies were scared. But when you go up to the top of the mountain, we went up to the black, the highest, to eat at a restaurant. Great Michelin star, great food, great time, plenty of wine, plenty good air. The air, it's actually hot, more hotter going higher. It's colder, of course, because, you know, the sun is up there, so it got hot, which was crazy being on a mountain. And when you see little kids, like 10 years old, 12 years old, and they're going down the black, you're like, I could do it. And then you look down that motherfucker and you like, nah. I'm like, yo, shout out to them kids out there. Them kids, man, 12 years old, 15, snowboarding down the black. And I'm like, what the makes you feel like, damn. Yeah, because I was seeing little kids skiing and I was like, what the man? Like going down the black, going down the green. I was like, damn. Next time I'll learn how to ski.
Well, I was in Vegas around New Year's. And I flew out there, to go see the 50 Cent show.
Definitely.
Right? And what's funny is that leading up to the show, there was a viral video that was going around of this girl who said that the 50 Cent show in Vegas was the worst show ever.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it went viral to the point where 50 even commented on it, like on his last night. Right? But I can tell you, we went to the show. We were fairly close to the stage. You know, Zab Judah was kind of to the right of me.
Right.
You know
Shout
what I mean?
to
We was
Zab.
chilling.
That's my guy, Brooklyn.
And it was a great show. And I remember I even tweeted about it. I'm like, yo, it was packed. The visuals were great. Right. You had male and female backup dancers. That was, like the choreography was dope. The visuals, like all the video stuff that was happening when he was doing certain shows.
Definitely.
He did a bunch of shows, not only his hits, but he did like I'll Whoop Your Head Boy, which is one of my favorite 50 songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was doing more like the underground B-side shit.
Right.
And everyone walked away like this was a great show.
Yeah.
But what was funny is that the worst show ever video was the one that went viral.
Right. Because sometimes, the negative energy spreads faster than the positive. That's like if you go do a donation somewhere or give back to the kids and do a food drive or a clothes drive, it's not going to get as much press as a shootout. You know that. But I feel like her negative comments made us better because I think the last show after her comments was the best show. 50 actually started to talk a little more and he had something to talk about. And sometimes I think hate gives you motivation. Like, when you hear that song, I need you to hate, I need you to hate. Sometimes, hate could motivate you to be better sometimes. You could switch that. Instead of you getting mad and arguing with the person and giving somebody your energy, it's all about energy. You use that energy to, make a situation better for yourself. So sometimes, shout out to her. Opinions are, everybody's oblivious to opinions. Anybody could have an opinion, but I feel like the last show after opinion made the show better. Listen, every show was great to me. Shout out to the Hard Rock. Had always a great time in Vegas. Shout out to them. The food, the accommodations, everything was great there. Had a big suite for weeks. Was living my best life in Vegas. Every show from day one was great. I feel like the last one was the best because of her hate. It felt like, because the hate goes quicker than the positivity. So I felt like with the hate, like you said, that last show was great. And that spread like wildfire when she gave her opinion. Somebody could have, she could work for somebody that doesn't like us. You don't know what it could be. It could be a number of things. Everybody's not going to like you in life, and you just got to be fine with it. And I'm quite sure 50 Cent is fine with it, and I'm quite sure I'm fine with it. But, the press made more people talk about the show.
Well, yeah. And the thing is, you have to be in a position where you're public to really understand this, because from the outside looking in, people don't understand it. But like, for example, me and you get a lot of hate online. But when we go outside, people are constantly asking for pictures of us. People are telling us how much they love our shit. Like, you think that girl, if she was in front of 50, she would say you just had the worst show ever?
Yeah,
or would she ask for a photo of 50?
Yeah, I don't think she would say that at all.
Right.
But this is one thing I learned about life. There's no sympathy for the winners. If you're winning, there's no sympathy for you. That's it, no matter what you do. The ASAP Rockies, the me, the you, the 50s, there's no sympathy for winners. When you see Diddy and motherfuckers got joke, there's no sympathy for winners, bro. And I realized that. That's why I move accordingly. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Motherfuckers will wanna kill you just cause you're winning. That's how life is. So people, places, and things play a major part in your success and you having this thing we call fame. I never liked red carpet. I never liked doing none of that. I never asked to be famous. It's just something that happened, and God bless, I think. But there's no sympathy for anybody that wins, bro. I don't even, if you could, whatever you're doing, scamming, selling drugs, rapping, acting, there's no sympathy.
Well, yeah, one of the best examples of that is, when that Luigi guy killed the CEO of the healthcare company, people were celebrating it.
Right.
Like, because the whole eat the rich thing, like, that's what he gets.
Meanwhile,
like,
this man got a family, kids, whatever.
Man got a family. He came from a small town.
But there's no sympathy.
and worked his way up to become the CEO of a major corporation.
There's people in the world that if something actually happens to me or you, Vlad, I'm not trying to put it out there because I don't like to put bad stuff out there, knock on wood, but there's no sympathy. Nobody gives a so you have to sit there and live your life. That's why when 50 says some crazy shit, he realized there's no sympathy for winners. When we was at Dave Chappelle house, you know it's the realest thing I ever heard somebody say? He told 50, you're smart enough to know that you're gonna die one day. I sat back and that shit stayed in my head from that day. I'm in a room with that multi-millionaires. He said, you're smart enough to know you're gonna die one day. And it stuck to me.
What do you think he meant by that?
I think he meant the way he works, that he realized that one day he's not gonna be here and you just be fearless. Like, it's the art of not giving a fuck. Like, why do I give a fuck? What does your opinion mean to me? When I'm not here, you're gonna care about me for maybe 2 weeks, a week, and the people that really love me, I must be in their heart forever. Especially the times we're in now.
This brings me to my final point before I let you go. I hate to do this part, but I feel it's important. The RIPs since our last interview. Too Short's brother, who I met a long time ago, cool dude, got shot and killed at his dispensary in Oakland.
Yeah, man, that's a sad thing. Rest in peace, man. The cannabis business, a tough business. Everybody there, be careful for like that, man. Rest in peace, Too Short brother, man.
Yeah. Him I met briefly. DJ Unk, who was only 43 years old.
Walking out. Definitely. Rest in peace, DJ Unk. That happened to me. I heard about that overseas. Rest in peace to him, man. He definitely had some hit records, man. And, condolences to his family,
Oh, yeah. I mean, Walk It Out got so big that Andre 3000 jumped on the remix.
Oh, I remember that. Walk It Out. That was that was one of the first viral dances before viral was going viral when you really think about it.
Oh, yeah. No, that was one of the songs that put snap music on the map.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yeah. Rest in peace, man. I haven't seen him in a long time. I was doing a lot of interviews with him during my DVD days, but he was always a cool dude, always had good energy, always obliging, always friendly, always had a smile on his face. So to hear that he died in his sleep from a heart attack at 43,
damn,
man.
Yeah, condolences to his family, man. Condolences to his family, man.
Yeah. And finally, another person I interviewed, Old Block Louie, who got shot in the head during the whole King Von shooting situation.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace to him, man. That's crazy, man. That whole situation was crazy, man. But rest in peace. Condolences to him and his family. I don't know him, but, I know a lot of people probably out there probably loved him, man. That situation's crazy, to be in,
Yeah, man, it's sad. I mean, I did essentially his final interview before he passed away. I mean, his head was still swollen from the bullet wound in his head. And, man, it's a messed up situation. And just recently, Lil Durk's dad and FBG Duck's dad actually took a photo together.
Oh, that's great, man. Hopefully one day there'll be peace in Chicago. I know, that's something that, it started off from the OGs, their war's been going on. Inherited, kind of you know what I'm saying? And it's a fucked up thing when beef is inherited. Because, you could be from someplace and not even gangbang. But, your cousin is from over there, your family, your mother, your father, and you can sit it from there. Bullets don't got no names, man. They have no names.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of the kings of inherited beef. You beef with anyone who 50 beefs with because that's your man. So you understand that situation.
You got to realize, motherfuckers get killed every day. I'm smart enough to know a motherfucker try something to me because they mad at the big homie. That's just how it is. So you got to move accordingly. Motherfuckers, there's no rules in the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? I done been through a lot, in this game. And, I just try to stay humble and keep it moving. A lot of go on, but, it is what it is. We built for it. That's why when a nigga talk shit, it don't bother me because I done been through it with real niggas. I ain't got time to be playing with y'all with on the internet or talking shit or fabricating. I don't have time for it. Because at the end of the day, when it's time to be on the front line, Yayo's there. I don't give a nigga crib get shot up. I'm the driving to a crib 5 a.m, bulletproof truck by myself. Some happened, my mom's crib get shot. I'm running around Queens for hours. Know what I mean? Get the call from Fifth. Yo, just leave. You playing yourself. You in your emotions. Know what I mean? Never get in your emotions, man. Never supersede your judgment. Stay hater free, sucker free. Stay out of jail. You know, that's my message to all the YNs, man. Get that money, but stay out of the pens. Rikers Island is hot. It's the Stab Olympics. You don't want to be there. To all my youngins that keep catching cases and stressing your parents out, man, don't stress your moms and pops out, man. We getting older, man. You know, y'all just calm it down. But we still on that too, though. You know, try to be positive, but don't come with the negative with us, man. We ain't with it, man. I've been through a lot. I like to just keep it moving and staying humble, man. Shout out to Vlad. Shout out to Dr. Green. I need my Ethereum. Shout out to Cookies Harrison. Shout out to Green Label. Shout out to all my cannabis deals. And shout out to all the deals and the shows and stuff I got coming on too. And shout out to my podcast. Will be coming soon. Me and Vlad is talking about it. It's time to stop playing. I'm going to give the people whatever they want. We structuring everything now because we do the fucking numbers over here on Vlad. See y'all.
Yeah. You know, and I just want to say, man, I really just appreciate the relationship that we built, you know, over time. And for those that don't know, it didn't start out smooth. That first interview we did was a little bit tense because me and you had kind of some issues we hadn't worked out yet. So when you see kind of the vibe with our first interview and you see how it is now, you'll see a huge difference because we're able as men to kind of get over it and build.
Vlad, for all the people that don't know, for like all the young people around the world that watch this platform, I always got to shout out this50.com, World Star Hip Hop, rest in peace to Q, Force DVD with Doggy Diamonds and MREC, Vlad TV, Rap Radar. The list goes on and on. But y'all are pillars of hip hop, man. This is before Instagram, before anything. Everybody was tuned into, you know, Vlad TV, World Star, Forbes. This is 50. Those are the platforms, man. And you've been around for a long time. And when it comes to music, it's not about color, race, nationality. I just proved it. I was in a place where people talk Dutch. Some of them don't even understand English, but they know Tony Yayo music. It's for the love of this culture, bro. And that's all it's about, bro. That's it. For the love of this culture, bro. You know, this is what feed my kids, your kids, fed all you rappers. That's why I always, and Vlad, before I leave, I always get into arguments because when we talk about like top fives, I think there should be top 10s and top 20s, and I think there should be errors because I'm always show love to the Big Daddy Kanes, the Cool G Raps, the KRS Ones, the Slick Ricks, the Ralph McDaniels. I don't see nobody ever shout out Ralph McDaniels, and he's before MTV, BET, before all fucking video music box was it. So he's one of the pillars. I always shout out the Red Alerts, the Flexes, the Kid Capris, the Dog Times, the Ron G's, you know what I'm saying? All the fucking the bootleggers, Mustafa and Muhammad and all the motherfuckers on Jamaica Avenue. I always shout them out. That's all a part of this culture, which hip hop is a game that I love. I love this game. I love it. I love it. I love everything about it. I love all the new artists. I love the old artists. I love the artists from my era. I love it. I love you guys. Like I said, I love what Gillian Wallow's doing, what Nori's doing, what you're doing, you know, what fucking Danza's doing. I love being on these platforms and just speaking my truth, bro. That's it.
That's it. We're going to end it like that. Tony Yayo. Until next time.
Till next time, Vlad TV, baby.
Yeah.